Pluto and Baby Pluto by Future and Lil Uzi Vert. It's one of those trap collaborations that we tend to get of the year. 16 songs long, 54 minutes long, and like
My face doesn't say it all, then I don't know what does. Stripes Like Burberry. Stripes Like Burberry is one of the worst opening songs I've heard in a long time.
Can I cut this review not short but faster? I hate pretty much the first 4 to 5 songs.
I hate every single song except the songs that they're not together. Them together might be one of the worst trap combinations since Quality Control. It is...
Quality Control too.
I would probably no, I can't. No, fuck, which is worse?
I just did a lot of editing.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna let you edit. I'm not gonna let you edit. I'm not gonna say anything. It's just like, which one's worse? Quality Control, like Boat Skirt, or this?
Well, let's walk through this. I'm going to talk through kind of the context of it.
So
we'll kind of
Stripes Like Burberry.
But also just to say, like, Future is like well-known trap artist, keeps making like multiple albums per year,
and he's extremely the most overrated artist.
Very overrated. Lil Uzi Vert came off a pretty good year with Lil Uzi Vert versus the World 3 or whatever the fuck came out earlier this year.
And it was all right.
Yeah, Eternal at Take. Lil versus the World 2. Yeah. That whole project. That was good, that we generally enjoyed. But them coming together, which happens and can be good. Because I was thinking about something that only gets better and better with age, Without Warning.
Without Warning is
because
amazing.
It just came out as a really good collab. And
one of the best trap albums ever made.
I truthfully think that at its best, this could have been a Without Warning if you cut it in half. And literally, you got rid of half the song.
If you got rid of half of it and you
rearranged a lot.
If you stomp Stripes Like Burberry onto the ground and let me never listen to that for the rest of my life, I'd be happy.
You really hate the first song
because the thing is it does the stupid auto tune, and they're both terrible with auto tune. The only time auto tune was cool, Lil Uzi Vert, was when it was Love Is Rage 2 with EXO Tour Life 3. That was the only time I was like, okay, you get away with that, but that was 3-4 years ago, so stop doing the same shit. But the thing that just bothers me with this album is just, again, Future literally makes the same beat over and over and over and over again. That it's like he released 3 albums this year already, and if you can put half these songs into it sounds almost like Life Is Good. You just put it in there and it's like, okay, it's the same thing, and it's quite annoying.
Sorry C's, but he's been making the same.
I'm sorry C's and Bam. I don't understand
he's been making
why
the same,
you think he's a god,
3 or
but he's
4
not.
songs for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he has.
And
the only
he should be better than this.
The only cool song he did the last cool song he did was F&N. That one kind of goes hard, but that was again 3 years ago. So who cares? But the funny thing is Rockstar Change and Lullaby are the only 2 actual passable trap songs in here, and they're each just Rockstar Change is just Future and Lullaby is just Lil Uzi Vert, and they're okay and decent at that point together, because them by themselves is one thing, but them together it doesn't work as a collaboration.
Yeah, Rockstar Change is a very
Future-y song.
It's like the most good, the best fundamentals of Future.
Exactly.
Where, you have lyrics that you can understand. And then
no auto-tune, nothing. It's the beats are fine. That they're clean and crisp.
Yeah.
It's nothing amazing or spectacular, but it's a decent trap song that
it shows
people like.
Another thing that I think is the best with Future is this very clean wordplay. That he sneaks all these different very funny things that are also at their worst just metaphors of the same 6 themes.
Yes.
But he sneaks them in throughout the album, and it's really good. But the rest of it is just kind of this very sort of oh wow, another 2 male rap artists rapping about trapping and dealing drugs and women and berating women, and wow, it's just such
really
new
bad berating
territory.
women. There's Lullaby, just Lil Uzi Vert's one. He was saying she slept with someone older than Snoop, but it's okay because she needs to get her money. And I'm like, fucking great. Okay.
So Lullaby is a different interesting story because this may or may not be related to the whole thing that Lil Uzi Vert's dating one of the city girls. But
that's hilarious.
right.
I did not know that.
This just makes the world of 2020 more interesting, and it's one of those things I have to make sure I don't dip too far into the gossip world of all this shit, because it would get very juicy if you've only heard us and you've only heard the City Girls album that came out recently, contrasted with Lil Uzi Vert's work, and just watch the 2 collide.
But that pussy dog.
It's just an incredibly interesting vibe. But I think together they're both, and there are some really good nuggets of things that are there too. Since we're skipping around the album.
Yeah.
I think the first time I thought there was some good in the album was around $1 Million Play, and I thought there was some like if I didn't like.
Yeah.
Again,
So I think $1 Million Play is probably the best song on the album of them two together. It's decent. It's nothing. It's like they don't do the auto tune thing. Both of their flows are good. The lyrics are okay.
Like both their flows, even if both their flows together, I was thinking of it in like an a cappella type sense. They're both like talented lyricists.
For sure.
I think a lot of the times in these albums, the production just does not pull its weight. And $1 Million Baby is the time when it began to do so, where it like was interesting enough to be like, okay, it sounds different, while also being sidestepping enough to let Future and Lil Uzi Vert sign. So like that was really good. And then Plastic and That's It and Bought a Bad Bitch and Rockstar Change and Lullaby are like all passable songs, especially compared to the way the album begins.
Yes.
But the subject matter is like not all that incredible.
And that's the thing, because if they start actually changing and doing other stuff, especially Future, if he starts to try and experiment, try to go and do different styles of trap, try to do different things within, because he has a really good flow, he's a talented lyricist. If he starts rapping about other shit other than just trapping, then he could be a really, in my eyes, a really good artist. But now it's just...
And if he does that more than just like in little bits and pieces.
Yeah,
he's definitely done that in bits and pieces throughout his entire discography.
Yes.
But just like, it's never put together. It's like all this, I'm going to do everything at once all the time, but it's only that brand of everything.
Exactly.
Like I would, like I could put it like this. I'd say of these songs I would keep, it would be get rid of the first 4 or 5. Start with $1 Million Play. I'd keep, I guess, like down to Lullaby because we have to make an album at a certain point. But like She Never Been to Pluto's complete filler. Off Dat is at least like lit enough to be able to fit that in the beginning of this like project I'm doing, and then fuck most of the rest and then just rearrange it all because there's some like decent stuff here, but it's just compared to something that is of a more recent gold standard, Metro Boomin and 21 Savage.
This is Savage Mode 2. This is Savage Mode 2 just kicks the door down, stomps on him, and takes a shit on it.
Yeah, like
just the open, just running is better than this entire album.
Yeah, running catches you in where you expect the vibe to be, whereas this takes you like it like maybe like not in a good way leaves you floating in space, but it, like lacks a sort of
it leaves you in space with no oxygen left in your tank, so you're just floating there suffocating while looking at the earth like, this is how I die.
Yeah, it's like this lack of oxygen feels like Scissor. It's just not the right vibe.
Yeah.
The arbitrary scale this week is Trump officials who have caught COVID-19. This is like an older list from last month because there have been more Trump officials
a few more
who have caught more. But I think, did Kayleigh McEnany test positive?
I would be shocked if she
hadn't. Oh yeah, she did.
She did.
She's clear of it, but she did. She's the White House press secretary. She's the one who's like most visible right now. Remember when Kellyanne Conway was the press secretary? And then we had what was it? She had like a Huckabee Sanders.
Huckabee Sanders. Oh yeah, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I forgot about her.
Like we had a whole like cast of characters. There was Spicer.
Yep.
Yeah, there was Spicer. That was a. It's like we literally had like 4 different press secretaries. If there's like a new season every single year.
I forgot about Sean Spicer. I hell forgot about Sean Spicer. Holy shit.
It's like Donald Trump just produced the past 4 years. Just goddamn.
By the way, so for me, arbitrary scale, this is a solid Chris Christie.
Oh goddamn. Lord.
Yeah.
New Jersey's Bürgermeister.
I'm not gonna let you edit.
Yeah, you're just gonna leave that there.
I'm just gonna leave that there.